Well, good morning. Here it is. It's finally Friday, and not December yet. It's November the 11th, and certainly I hope that you had a wonderful, great Thursday, and hope that may have been able to have a restful night, and now hope that you're ready for to get this Friday going and then on to the weekend, and have a great weekend. But anyway, this morning I want to share with you a devotional called or entitled "Peace in the Storm," and we're kind of going along the same lines of when Jesus and the disciples went out on the lake, the Sea of Galilee, and in Matthew chapter 8 verse 24 it says, "Suddenly a fierce storm struck the lake with waves breaking into the boat, but Jesus was sleeping." Now, the violent storm, it didn't awaken Jesus, but the cry of his disciples did. In one sense, he was asleep, but in another sense, he was not, because the Bible says this of God in Psalm 121 verse 4. It says, "Indeed, he who watches over Israel never slumbers or sleeps." Now, I think this is such a beautiful glimpse into the humanity and the divinity of Jesus. What could be more human, than sleeping after a long day of work? And what could be more divine, than rebuking a storm and watching it stop a moment later? It had to be quite a sight. Jesus, he told his panicked disciples there in Matthew 8 verse 26, he said, "Why are you afraid? I mean, you have so little faith." This verse, it goes on to say that Jesus, he got up and he rebuked the wind and waves, and suddenly there was a great calm. That it became calm just like that in an instant. Mark's gospel adds that Jesus said to the sea in Mark 4:39, he said, "Peace, be still." A more literal translation of the phrase would be, "Peace, be muzzled." See, it's as though Jesus was speaking to a wild animal, and indeed Jesus was speaking to Satan, who was behind the storm. The devil, he was trying to stop Jesus, and the disciples from reaching their destination. See, on the other side of the lake, Jesus, he would find two severely demon-possessed men, and he would deliver them from their suffering. And so, it reminds us that, Satan, he is always on duty. Listen, he doesn't ever rest. Listen, in fact, the Bible describes him in 1 Peter 5:8, as a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour, and that's what he's doing. And this is the reason that, a spiritual battle will ensue when you try to save someone from Satan and bring them to Christ. Satan's going to do everything he can to keep that from happening. The devil, he doesn't want to let us, let his captives go. He fights for that. But you know what? Jesus, he didn't promise the disciples that the journey would be smooth sailing, nor has he promised us. But he did say this in Mark 4:35. He said, "Let us cross over to the other side." In the same way, you see, the Bible says that God will complete the work that he has begun in you. Well, you can see that in Philippians 1:6, where Paul was talking about he completes the work that he's begun in us. And here's the deal: you will reach the other side. That work that he's doing in us, that's a continual work. He is continually working on us, and so through these storms, that we talked about yesterday, and we're again talking about today, he is continually molding us into the person that he wants us to be. He wants us to grow into being more Christ-like, more like him every day. And so I hope and pray that you'll realize that no matter what storms, whatever circumstances come, God is working to get you to the other side. And the other side, in this case, is to be with him. and we have that hope and that promise. And so anyway, I hope you have a great Friday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. If you find yourself close to Hydro on Sunday morning and you don't have a place to worship, we'd love to have you here at Hydro First Baptist Church, and come see us. And anyway, Angie and I, we love you guys, and we're praying for you. And Lord willing, I'll either see you on Sunday morning or on Monday. Anyway, God bless you.